Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. I just wanted to give you a little summary of what I'd like you to do this particular week. First of all, we're going to be looking at the curriculum documents. So in Australia, we have the Early Years Learning Framework, the EYLF. That is the overarching framework for all states, and then almost each state has their own curriculum documents. Thankfully for those in Victoria, they are almost identical. The good thing about the EYLF compared to the VELDIF, the Victorian Early Years Learning and Development Framework, is that the EYLF gives us examples of what the particular outcomes look like. The VELDIF has quite deliberately removed those examples to stop people from using it as a checklist, so that you can analyze the individual experience that you are seeing right in front of you without comparing it to a list of possible examples. So when you're beginning though, as a beginning teacher, it's good to look at the EYLF, to get it out and to look at those examples so that you can develop a language about describing learning. It also helps you to see learning. You might not see it if you don't have those examples. So as a beginning teacher, I think the EYLF is the perfect place to start reading through those examples and saying, yes, this is similar to what I've just seen. Perhaps I could use this language to describe the learning that I see. So I'm going to ask you to read through the EYLF. There is 3 parts to the EYLF. First of all, there is the principles. Yes, the principles. Then there are the practices. And then there are the learning outcomes. So the most used are the outcomes. Those are the things that we're referring to every day in our observations with children. They help us analyze the learning that we see that the child is experiencing. The principles and the practices are something that we reflect on outside of our teaching time when we reflect back on what we've done, or when we're thinking about the future. So the principles are ways of working, and the practices are ways of teaching. So can I please get you to read those? They are explained so nicely, I feel. And then when you are observing children, could I get you to take one moment, one small moment. If you're already on placement, then take a moment that you've seen, look at the EYLF through the learning outcomes, identity, communication, well-being, learning, and community. I've got community and communication in the wrong order, but it doesn't matter. Can I get you to look through those and see if you can describe the learning, and I'll get you to share those on the discussion board. So take a moment of learning that you've seen and use the EYLF to analyze the learning that you've seen. You don't have to copy it across. You don't need to quote the EYLF. You can use that language in your own way to describe the learning that you see. I have a personal dislike of seeing the words learning outcome 1 in documentation, because 1 doesn't really mean anything except if you understand what 1 means, which it means identity. I would much rather people used the word identity, or develops a sense of community, or something more descriptive that allows people to understand what the learning it is that you see.